So Mike, strategy sometimes can be a bit overwhelming when the people responsible for it find it hard to start with a blank page.
Yes.
But also another hard thing to do is sometimes to take that big strategy
Yes.
and break it down into smaller chunks.
Yes.
Now, if you've got very limited time and resource, when you start breaking it down, what do you think are the few key areas to develop some sub-strategies into?
It depends, Mark, very much about what the big idea is.
Mm-hmm.
So if the big idea is to grow market share and to do it organically,
Mm-hmm.
as in rather than buying somebody, do it yourself,
Mm-hmm.
then it's all about taking a few customers off someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't naturally like to change service provider, so you've got to have a compelling case to tell them,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got to follow that up with delivery so that their word of mouth to the next customer makes it easy for them to move across.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, the two things in my mind that would be critical to grow organically faster than the market would be a really powerful and punchy front end
Mm-hmm.
and a very good service delivery at the back end to support
Mm-hmm.
what you promise up front.
Yeah.
So when you break it down, for the sales staff, it is the two or three things about being absolutely clear about what our point of difference is.
Mm-hmm.
And it is of value to the customer. They will be better off for the experience, so therefore I can sit there and say honestly, with my heart as well as my head, you will be better off coming to see us,
Mm-hmm.
and here's why. But then the sales staff need to be very confident that what they say will happen will happen. So
Yes.
the support engine or the back office or whatever you want to call it need to be equally up to the task.
Mm-hmm.
So you can start to think about, as you break it down, again, what are the two or three things that are critical to making this work? And if I'm not sure, I'll go back to the guiding light or the vision and double check it.
Okay.
If you had another strategy, for example, about preparing to buy a competitor,
Mm-hmm.
so we need to be leaner, stronger, have a better return on equity, therefore we can do an acquisition in a way that's supportive to the shareholder value,
Mm-hmm.
then you would spend the year in a different vein, which is we don't want to chase organic growth and invest in our sales force so strongly.
Mm-hmm.
We want them to hold the market share, look after their customers. We want to take costs out of the existing system to free up money to go and buy the next competitor.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're more efficient than them on the way in,
Mm-hmm.
we then know that we can add value to their business when we bring them into the fold, because we've built a system which is better. We can share those learnings across a greater organisation
Mhm.
and deliver value to their customers.
Mhm.
So those two examples to me show how when you break it down into its component parts, again, there's that absolute focus on what are the two or three things we need to do, and therefore what are the things we're not going to do.
Mhm.
So if you're chasing growth organically, to use the first example, you don't spend all of your year trying to squeeze a cent out of the back office or the processing or become more efficient. You spend all year delivering that compelling proposition and growing your top line.
Mhm.
Again, if you're going and preparing yourselves to buy a competitor, you don't spend all year and all of energy trying to knock another customer over. You spend
Mhm.
all of your year preparing to welcome another business in a way that's supportive to them
Mhm.
and supportive to the customers that they presently serve.
We've talked about a number of things in strategy now, and I think we've almost taken it from the beginning down to the doing. Is there anything